A light infantry 3-pound cannon. This is gun's designed for direct infantry support to move ahead of the infantry in your marching across the battlefield. Then when the infantry comes up in the musket range, you're in line with them, giving covering fire. Often firing across your men at an angle at the other men to spread your shot out. Gun like this fires a solid cannonball. Cannonball is great for shooting at larger targets, other cannons, forts, ships, things like that, or it can be used at infantry at a distance because the cannonball will carry further. Point blank range for a gun like this is about 500 yards. The cannonball can go much farther than that, skipping, bouncing across the field, but beyond beyond 800 yards, a regiment of soldiers can look so small up there, they just present too small a target to work at. Also, cannonballs, when fired at infantry, punch holes through the line. We'll kill a wounded a couple of the men, but a trained body of troops will move across the field and take those casualties, keep going. Though militia may scatter. Either event, once the enemy gets to about 250 to 300 yards, they switch to a tin can filled with musket balls called case or canister shot. The idea is that when it's fired, it turns the cannon into a large shotgun. Our canister shot will hold about 34 to 36 musket balls in it. Fired out, it'll start to spread out and hit a lot of men individually, just like a wall of muskets going off that thing. So what we're going to do is go through some of the positions here on how they operate. In practice, you would go through the positions slowly, remembering what each person is supposed to do, watching, keeping track of, and then in actual battle, the command would be given just a load, and those positions will be done automatically. So the gun commander oversees the operation, calls the first thing, 10 vent. He's taking a leather thumb stall and putting it over top of the vent hole in the back to keep air from moving back and forth in there. And at 10 vent, are these the two men that go to the front? That was one thing we didn't discuss, but they went right to the front. So I think you're in position, but I want 10 vent.
Are we going by the numbers?
Yes.
He's commanding, I'm just explaining.
You're searching.
Oh, I didn't hear you say it.
Searching, running a worm down the barrel to remove debris from the previous shot.
Sponge. Handle cart.
Keep that down. That should be.
He was holding up so they could see it.
Oh, so they can see it. Oh, see the worm. Gotcha.
Search.
And then running a sponge, a dampened wool sponge down there to dampen out the spark.
Sponge.
Searching again to try to remove any debris, and spinning the sponge down there. Handing off the shot. What they've done in the back is they have grabbed the ammunition from the ammunition box, run it forward into with a secure haversack, and passed it off to the gunner to the front. He then turns and puts the round in the end of the barrel. The sponge rammer has turned his gun around to get the ram there and ram the shot down the end of the muzzle, from the muzzle to the breech.
Pick and prime.
Taking a little brass vent pick, going to punch a hole in the back of the cartridge, the bag full of powder. Then taking a quill, a tube, usually made of tin in the period with gunpowder in it, puts that in the vent hole, and that gives you a powder train from the outside to the inside to light the gun off.
Make ready to give.
Using a slow match in linstock, brings it down, and that's lit on the end, and that will be what sets it off. Sets it in, sets off the gun, fires it. I go through a couple of practice rounds because we got new people in new positions. So
search. Sponge. Search.
spin. That's it. Good spin on that.
Ram charge. Take and prime.
Prime.
Make ready to give. Give. Back. Safe. Vent.
See, that's where our commands have changed. It's It's on the prime. You're automatically up there, Don. On prime, that goes up in the air on
That's what I
prime.
was saying. It wasn't going up.
And then it's just give and fire.
Search.
What they're doing is giving it a good spin to clean it out down there, running the sponge down, get a spin and get it all cleaned out, so they don't have a spark, don't have to search 3 more shots.
Spun. That's good. Ram. Victim prime.
Prime.
Give. Fire. Save. Red. Search. Spun. Handle card. Search. Sponge. Dance card.
What's that? Oh, that one?
Ram charge.
Made up. Partly from Lambs. From their old side.
Pick and prime. Throw whenever you're ready.
Prime.
Ready? Fire. Load.
Okay, they're gonna